The rabbit felt mighty important that day on top of the hill in the town where he lay.
He felt so important up there on that hill that he started bragging as animals will.
And boasted out so loud he threw out his chest.
Of all the beasts in the world, I'm the best. On land and on sea and even up in the sky, no animal lives who is better than I.
What's that?
Growled a voice that was terribly rough.
Now why do you say such ridiculous stuff? The rabbit looked down and saw a big bear. I am the best of the beasts, said the bear. And so there.
You're not.
Snapped the rabbit.
I'm better than you.
Pooh!
The bear snorted.
Again I say pooh. You talk mighty big, Mr. Rabbit. That's not true. That's true. But how can you prove it? It's just what can you do?
Yeah, Rabbit.
Thought the rabbit.
Now what can I do?
He thought and he thought, then he finally said,
Mr. Bear, do you see these 2 ears on my head? My ears are so keen and so sharp and so fine. No ears in the world can hear further than mine. Great ears.
The bear grunted. He looked at each ear.
You say they are good.
Said the bear with a sneer.
But how do I know just how far you can hear?
I'll prove,
said the rabbit.
My ears are the best. You sit there and watch me. I'll prove it by test.
Then he stiffened his ears till they both stood up high and pointed and stretched up at the blue of the sky. He stretched his ears open as wide as he could.
Shh, I'm listening.
As he stood, he listened so hard that he started to sweat, and the fur on his ears and his forehead got wet.
For 7 long minutes he stood. Then he steered and said to the bear,
Do you know what I heard? Do you see that far mountain? It's 90 miles off. There's a fly on that mountain, and I just heard him cough. Wow, the cough of a fly. Now, the cough of a fly, sir, is quite hard to hear when he's 90 miles off, but I heard it quite clear. Do you see?
Bragged the rabbit.
It's perfectly true that my ears are the best, so I'm better than you. Yeah, bear.
The bear for a moment just sulked as he sat, for he knew that his ears couldn't hear things like that.
This rabbit,
he thought,
made a fool out of me. Now I've got to prove that I'm better than he. So he said to the rabbit, You can hear pretty well. You can hear 90 miles, but how far can you smell? I am the greatest of smellers, he bragged. See my nose? This nose on my face is the finest that grows. My nose can smell anything both far and near. With my nose I can smell twice as far as you can hear.
You can't,
snapped the rabbit.
I can,
growled the bear. He stuck his nose way high up in the air. He wiggled that nose, and he sniffed and sniffed. He wiggled that nose, and he sniffed and sniffed for more than 10 minutes. He sniffed and sniffed. Then he said to the rabbit,
I've smelled far enough.
All right,
said the rabbit.
Come on now, and tell exactly how far is that smell that you smell. Yeah, how far?
Oh, I'm smelling a very far smell, said the bear. Away, past the fly on the mountain out there. I'm smelling past many great mountains beyond, 600 miles to the edge of a pond.
600 miles?
And way out there by the pond you can see is a very small farm. On the farm is a tree. On that tree is a branch. On that branch is a nest. A very small nest where 2 tiny eggs rest. 2 hummingbird eggs, only half an inch long.
Ooh.
But my nose
said the bear.
is so wonderfully strong that I smelled without fail the egg on the left is a little bit stale.
What a nose.
And that is a thing that no rabbit can do, so you see.
The bear boasted.
I'm better than you. My smell is so keen that it just can't be beat.
What is that?
Called a voice from way down by his feet. The bear and rabbit looked down at the sound, and they saw an old worm crawling out of the ground.
Now, boys,
said the worm.
You've been bragging a lot. You both been. You're great, but think you're not. You're not half as good as a fellow like me. You hear and you smell, but how far can you see? Now I am here to prove, you big boasting guys, that your nose and ears aren't good as my eyes.
Ooh.
And the little old worm croaked his ear to one side and opened his eyes and opened them wide. They they looked far away with a strange sort of stare as if they were born into holes in the air. The eyes almost popped out of his head. He stared for half an hour until his eyes got red.
That's enough,
Growled the bear.
Tell the rabbit and me, how far did you look and just what did you see? The worm answered.
That I took a look farther than you ever looked. I looked across the ocean, way to Japan, for I can see further than anyone can.
Japan?
There is no one on earth that has eyesight. Final. I looked across Japan. Then I looked across China.
Wow, China?
I looked across Egypt. I took a quick glance of 2 countries, Hollywood and France.
Viva la France?
Then I looked across England, also Brazil. I didn't stop there. I looked farther and still. I kept looking until I looked around the world, right to the hill. I saw on the hill, my eyesight so keen, I saw the 2 biggest falls I've ever seen.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
The falls I saw were none other than you 2, who seem to have nothing better to do than sit here and argue who's better than who. Then the little old worm gives his head a small jerk.
And he dived in his hole and went back to his work.
Think about it. The end.
Go ahead and take a bow. Yay!